Oh, this light is bad. Hmm. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Queen Wright coming at you again today with another video. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys. Said I would finish my story about how I ended up in the wheelchair and how I've been doing since I've been home. I was in the hospital for about 2 months. Um, going through physical therapy and occupational therapy and everything like that. When I came home, I actually found myself in a whole new world, because it's a lot different being in a wheelchair for one, but then at the hospital, you're so used to everything being wheelchair accessible bathroom, wheelchair accessible shower, the wheelchair accessible bed, everything is wheelchair accessible. But when you come home, unless you live in a house that may be wheelchair accessible, then you're either going to have to move or you're going to have to make do. And in my situation, I really didn't want to move. I wasn't, and I didn't want to give up my house. I didn't want to have to uproot my son. And well, not my house, I'm renting, but it is a house. I didn't want to have to uproot my son from his school and, move him to a whole new neighborhood and all those sorts of things. Because I moved a lot when I was younger, and I didn't, the instability is just not good for young kids, So I was interrupted. I'm sorry I had to take that phone call. You know what? This light in here is not very good either. I promise you guys, I'm going to get this lighting situation thing under control, get it together. But it just looks dark in here and shadowy. I was looking at the playback and it's kind of shadowy. So I am going to relocate myself to my kitchen dining room area where there's a lot more light, and then I'm gonna come back to you guys. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I've moved to my living room, well, dining area now, and this light is a little bad too. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on this lighting, y'all, but and recording from my phone, my little small phone, it's better than recording from the tablet, but not quite as good from the camera as the camera, and I haven't gotten the camera hung up yet. Excuse me. Trying to let loose my legs. Anyway, yeah, so I came home, and my house, like I said, is not handicap accessible, so I kind of had to make it work for me, My dad had built a ramp for me to be able to get in through the front door, and then I bought a ramp so I could come in through the garage because it's actually easier and more convenient for me because my bedroom is off the garage. So yeah, once we got that going, well, actually, that was just the beginning. And also, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in the state of California, if you're renting a home and the owner allows you to make changes to it to make it handicap accessible, that is your right. You can do that. But then you also have, like, if I was to do that to my house I live in now, there wouldn't be a problem until I came time for me to move, because then I would actually have to pay to put it back like it was the first place. That kind of don't make sense to me. You would think that a person um, would be able to actually make either rent it for more, or be able to find find tenants a little more easier. You would think so, but that wasn't the case. So I didn't make any changes. Both of my bathrooms are small. My master bathroom is nothing master about it. It really is a small area. You see, guys, I'm trying to get comfortable. My arm is hurting from holding this phone. Okay, so yeah, yeah, you would think that if the house was modified to be handicap accessible, that it would be more convenient or whatever. But I guess not. So I didn't make any changes to it. Like I said, I'm making it work for me. It is a little better now that I'm able to get around and I can at least get into my shower now. It's a small space. I'll probably show you guys that later on. But yeah, coming home was an eye opener. I think everybody was in for a shock. We didn't quite realize how much I was going to need, once I did come home. My sister, again, like I said, my sister comes and cooks for me, but she actually came down she lived in Las Vegas at the time I had the surgery. My mom called her and told her that I was having emergency surgery and we needed her to come down, to care for help take care of my 8-year-old because I was not entrusting a coworker named Will to do what he needed to do. Okay, this baby would have been all off schedule. Anyway, so my sister did come down, and she and Will actually were, did the bulk of my care. I needed care 24/7. Like I said, I couldn't even use the bathroom by myself. I had to have, they had to help me get to the toilet. Like I had a slide board. It's called a Beasley board. It's a long board, and it has like a round disc on it, and you actually put it up under the person that you're trying to move. You put it under their hip and thigh, and then they can just kind of slide onto the next area where they need to be. So I started off with that slide board and a manual wheelchair. Um, the manual wheelchair was so, I don't know, but I know I see some people that are in their manual wheelchairs and they're all up and down the street and doing what they need to do or whatever. But for some reason, I couldn't even get my wheelchair like out of my front door. I didn't never learned how to pop a wheelie because that's actually I found out later that is actually how um, I would have to get out the front door is to pop a wheelie and go on but roll on out. But I didn't. They didn't teach me that when I was at the hospital, and I never quite learned. I didn't get it right for fear of falling. I'm sure, um, but I don't think you can blame me because, like I said, with this situation, I fell 3 times. I wasn't trying to fall no more and hurt anything else. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see. Yeah, I was in the house. I was actually stuck in my house for almost a whole year. You guys, believe it or not, I couldn't get out. I have a truck, but it's high. It's an SUV, so I couldn't get in it then, and I can't get in it now. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that was a waste, and we actually had to rent cars. Oh, I rented a lot of cars. I wasted a lot of money, but we had to rent cars to take me to the doctor's appointments and things like that. And then I found this one transportation company that would take me. My insurance actually paid them to take me to appointments or whatever. But if I wanted to go anywhere other than the doctor's appointment, like if I wanted to go shopping or if I wanted to go to the nail shop or anything, I would actually have to pay. It was $75. 75 freaking dollars for a one-way ride. Okay. $75. And I might just want to go like 2 miles up the street. So needless to say, I didn't go out too much because I was not paying that kind of money to go up the street and come back. Anyway, I ended up being really depressed, of course, because I mean, who wouldn't be depressed when you can't get out your house? I felt trapped. I couldn't. It was just so much that I couldn't do. I was totally dependent on people again. Like I said, when coming from an independent woman, um, it was hard. It was really hard, and it was a lot of stress on me. It was a lot of stress on a coworker named Bill. It was a lot of stress. Okay, you guys. It seemed like I ran out of space on this little cord or something. So I'm starting this again. Hopefully it picked back up. I don't want to have to say everything I had to say all over again. But yeah, anyway, so everybody was stressed out. Um, yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Like I said, me and a coworker named Will started going through it, like every day. When I was in the hospital, he didn't have to do anything, but when we came home and I mean the nurses didn't have to do anything because he did everything, like changed me, because I couldn't get to the bathroom at that time. So I'm not ashamed to say it. Yes, I needed diapers. Okay, adult diapers. Yes, it was that bad. Okay, not anymore, but it was. So the CNAs, the nurses didn't have to change me. They didn't have to dress me. They didn't have to do anything. Will was right there, doing everything. But then once we came home, I guess the shock of, damn, this is it. Like I'm gonna have to do this, and plus he was working long hours at the time, and then trying to take care of me and trying to take care of the house and everything. And yeah, it was just a lot of stress. Everybody was stressed. Oh, that's a good light, huh? Too bad I can't keep my arm like this forever. Let me see. My eyes, lashes is hitting the glasses. So yeah, and let me see. And then slowly but surely, you guys, I started getting better. Went from using the Beasley board, that's what they call it, the slide board, from to using a regular transfer board, and I did have a hospital bed when I first came home, so we actually had to move our queen size bed out of our bedroom and moved it into the guest room. And then Will, yeah, he either tried to squeeze in the bed with me, which it was a twin size bed. I'm running out of memory or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get through this video. I don't know if it's either on the internal memory or if it can't be my memory card, because I mean there's 16 gigs in here and I already cleaned it off. So this is like the first things that are going on it again today. So yeah. Where did I leave off at? Lord, senior moment. Okay. Yeah, so I went from using that board to using a regular slide board. I went from having to be in a hospital bed because I couldn't, actually sit up or move or turn or anything like that on my own. So I had the hospital bed, and it would sit me up so I could get up, and I had to sleep with a lot of pillows because I had to stay on my side because I sat in the wheelchair all day. I couldn't um, be on my back when I was sleeping, for fear, the doctors feared that I would start getting pressure sores and everything. So I yeah, slept on my sides, and I had to have pillows to prop me up, and slept like that. Um what else can I tell you guys? Yeah, and then I started, I had carpal tunnel real bad, and trying to push that manual wheelchair around was terrible. My insurance company would not pay for a manual chair. I do have a manual chair now. I don't know if you guys can see the controls. And anyway, can't see it because I'm in it. But anyway, so I finally got approved for an electric wheelchair, but that was a year after the fact because they say once the doctors say if you're going to walk again, you will do so within the first year, basically. Um, like I said, I am an incomplete paraplegic now. I slowly, over the last 2 years, I have slowly but surely been getting my sensation back. So I can feel, instead of me not feeling anything when somebody is leaning on my leg, or if something dropped on my foot, or, anything like that, I wouldn't feel it before. But now, I do have sensation and feeling, and my legs itch. Before, I didn't even scratch. I don't know. I didn't even have an itch on my legs for like a year and a half, but um, I do itch now. So not that that's a good thing, but it really is. And I can move my feet, I can move my legs, but I cannot walk. I am working on that now. One of the medications that I was on, baclofen, it actually helps to control the muscle spasms, because muscle spasms are really, they were really, really hard. And when I first became paralyzed, they were really hard, and I would go through them like all the time. And they say that if you don't get the spasms out or whatever, it could cause you to have a heart attack or something like that. So I got put on medication for. I got put on medication for the nose. I got put on medication for the spasms, but of course there's always a side effect to these medications that they have. And one of the side effects for the medication that I have is that it deteriorated the muscles in my legs. So even though I probably could walk, I can't walk because my legs aren't strong enough now. I am going to, try to, since I do have movement, I'm going to try to do, I have what do you call, a little handheld, what do you call those things, you guys? One of those little handheld bicycle things, but it's not a bike really. It's just like the pedals of a bike. I have one of those, so I'm going to start seeing, you know, doing as much as I can on that. Before I started it maybe about a month ago. The first couple of times, I was only able to pedal for a minute, and of course, I had to use my hands to move my legs, and I still do. But now I'm able to stay on it for almost 5 minutes. So constant pedaling for almost 5 minutes. So we're hoping. Even though my doctor says that I'm probably not going to walk again because it's been so long that I've been in a wheelchair, but the doctors do not have the final say. Okay, the Lord has the final say, so I'm keeping my faith in the Lord, and yeah, He gonna see me through this because He's already brought me so far. Um, hmm. What else can I tell you guys? I guess that's it for now. That was on my mind because I said I would get back and finish that discussion that I started um, on my first video on YouTube. So I will post this evening, and I'm asking you guys, I'm not just gonna always talk about me being in the chair, of course, but it is gonna be one of my heavy topics because maybe I might can help someone that is going through the same thing I'm going through or I went through, And it's always good to have somebody to talk to because I didn't have anybody to talk to. Nobody, even though people empathize with me, nobody can understand what you're going through unless they have walked in your shoes, So yeah, I'm making these videos, so like I said, hopefully I can help somebody heal, mentally, psychologically. um I will also, on my channel, we're going to be talking about a lot of topics, basically, family life. We're going to talk about relationships. I have a degree in psychology, so I'll probably give some advice. We'll talk about child rearing. Of course, there'll be some fun times, some make you laugh times, hold your side, because a coworker named Will is crazy, y'all. I don't know if I told y'all that or not, but yeah, he's very amusing. I think that was something else, and it's something else still that gets me through because when somebody can make you laugh, that's a no matter what you're going through, that's a real good thing, and yeah, our family is we are a blended family, and we kind of off the chains a little bit. We kind of let our hair down a little bit. So yeah, we'll be talking about that. Also, my son Elijah, he wants to get him a YouTube channel going on here. So he's going to tell you guys all about dinosaurs and trains, and he's going to be doing some cooking because he actually learned how to cook while mom was laid up. So he can cook a few things. Okay. And my sister is, she's not a certified gourmet chef, but sister can throw down. You know what I'm saying? A sister can throw down. I'm going to post a picture up here so you guys can see some of the dishes she has made. Oh my goodness. And yeah, so please, you guys watch, share this video. If you have anybody you want to share it with, please feel free to share it and definitely subscribe. Okay, that button down there somewhere. I'm not, I'm new to this. I haven't figured this out yet, but it's on here. Y'all know where the button is. Okay, press subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, stay blessed and have a good evening, good morning, whatever it may be.